Howdy, hi. It is Dear Job Sports NBA picks and predictions for Monday, November 24th, 2025. We are looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, first things first, got to recap not the previous results. These are Saturday's results, as I was too intoxicated to make two videos on Saturday night. I could only manage one before I passed out on my couch. Sometimes, it is what it is. The Miller Lights start talking to you. You start seeing things. You're like, all right, I got to lay down now, or it's going to get real rough real quick. So we go 3-4. The only wins we got were from the Clippers game. Then, of course, I bet against the Orlando Magic, and I lose both bets in that game. Funny enough, though, the one time I don't bet a Magic game, they lose outright. I saw they lost today to the Boston Celtics by 9 points. I 100% would have bet the Celtics, which kind of pisses me off because it's the one day I don't bet against them. Actually, now that I'm seeing the line, Boston was laying 4.5 points today. Oh, I definitely would have taken the Magic. Why was Boston laying 4.5? That doesn't make any sense. Actually, I guess Jalen Suggs was out. Carter was out too. Oh, their entire team was injured. All right, yeah, that makes sense. I probably would have laid it with Boston then. Anyway, I'm going to recap these games from 2 days ago pretty quick. Then we'll get on to what we got for tomorrow. So our winners, like I said, they all came from the Clippers game. We had Clippers -2 in the over, 228.5. We also had, James Harden. Holy God, did he rewind the clock. I took his PRA over 43.5. This dude had 55 points. I think I said in my video, James Harden's going to go for 50 points. I undershot that. This man went for 55. 55 points, 3 boards, 7 assists, 17 of 26 from the field, 10 of 16 from deep. Good Lord. This man is 36. He put the team on his back. Clippers win the game. Final score, 131-116. Honestly, just disrespectful. They were only laying 2. It closed as Charlotte -1.5 point favorite. How are you ever making the Hornets a home favorite against the Clippers? I don't care who's on the team. The Hornets should never, ever be a home favorite, period. End of sentence. You could bring Duke into Charlotte, and I'd still take Duke, period. All right, now the losers. Obviously, I take the Knicks -115 against the Magic, and Orlando proceeds to score 133 points. So my under and the Knicks money line both die. 121-133's final score. Orlando didn't even play that bad. They just didn't play any defense. Magic shot 55% from the field, 40% from deep, 87% from the free throw line. They win the offensive rebound battle. They win the turnover battle. I mean, yeah, they're going to win the game doing that. If you guys hear me talk about an Orlando Magic bet on this channel, just do the opposite. Immediately do the opposite. You can retire if you just take that strategy. Take it right to the bank. Then next game, you want to talk about some nonsense. I remember I was pissed Saturday night. I was out with some buddies. It was the end of the first quarter in the Bulls and the Wizards game. I was like, oh, there's 81 points in the end of this quarter. This over is free money. Next drink on me. Don't even worry about it. Then I check at the end of the game and it lost. I'm like, dude, how does the over lose? There was 81 points in the first. Final score, Wizards 120, Bulls 121. Really couldn't tell you how this happened. Bulls shoot 42% from the field, 27% from deep. They win the rebounding battle. They win the turnover battle. Shout out to the Wizards, I guess, for almost getting your second win of the year. You're still 1-15. You're a horrible basketball team. You're not winning. Actually, they do play the Pacers on Friday. Maybe they can win that game. Maybe. Probably not. All right, that's how I went 3-4 on Saturday. Let's get into the picks for tomorrow. All right, first game, it's the Detroit Pistons at the Pacers. I'm going to take the Pacers plus 9.5. I'm also going to rack the over, 234.5. I would like to apologize to the one dude in my comment section who always says I pick against the Pistons every single time. Kind of. I'm pretty biased as a Cavs fan, and I do not like Bickerstaff as a coach. I don't think he's good. I also don't think your lineup is 14-2 good, but here we are, so it's whatever. Pistons starting 5, Cunningham, Robinson, Thompson, Harris, Duran. Pacers starting 5, Nembhard, Mathurin, Shepard, Siakam, Jackson. Injury report. The Pistons are starting to get healthy. Karis LeVert, questionable. Jaden Ivey, questionable. That's a big get if he can play. Then you got Klintman and Sasser ruled out. Pacers, their entire team, actually, they got a few guys back, but most of their team is still just dead. Furphy, Jackson, Nesmith, Jones, Toppin, Halliburton, they're all done. Pistons, like I said, they're 14-2. Are they the best team in basketball? Maybe. I think they're one of the most surprising teams. They had a good year last year, but they're kicking ass. This is their third road game in a row. They just played this Pacers team 2 weeks ago, and they won by 15 points at home. But that was a completely different Pacers team. Mathurin did not play in this game. Nembhard did not play in that game. And then McConnell off the bench did not play in that game. You now get all three of those guys back. Pacers, they won their second game of the year last week. They're feeling themselves. They're starting to get healthy. They're at home. They just lost to the Pistons. They got revenge on their mind. Take the plus 9.5. Take the over. Sprinkle the money line. I think it can hit. Next game, give me the Nuggets minus 7.5 against the Grizzlies. Give me the over, 233.5. Nuggets starting 5. Murray, Johnson, Watson, Jones, Jokic. Grizzlies starting 5. Williams, Coward, Wells, Aldama, Edey. Injury report. This one's kind of long. The Nuggets, you got Strother, Gordon, and Braun all ruled out. Grizzlies, Jerome, Morant, Small, Clark, Pippen Jr., they're all out. Then you got Jaren Jackson, questionable. Nuggets, 12-4 on the year, coming off of a 5-point home loss to the Kings. That is some ass. That's not very good if you're a Denver fan. I like this as a bounce-back spot. This Grizzlies team is awful. Not only can they just not play basketball well, the off-court drama they have with multiple of their guys. You have Ja Morant just doing the most egregious stuff off the court. He's trying to trash talk Clay. But don't get me wrong, I love trash talking Clay because he was just gifted all of his championship rings by Curry. But you can't speak to Clay at all. Like, Ja Morant, I think the farthest he's been is the Western Conference Finals, and they lost. Ja can't shoot a basketball. He has multiple charges. Like, quit talking to Clay. You cannot speak to the man. Ja Morant will not be playing basketball at Clay's age. Ja Morant's going to be out of the league by 32. He could be out of the league by next year. He could be anywhere in a year. Who knows? It's Ja Morant. So, give me the Nuggets. Give me the over. I'm not betting the Grizzlies ever. All right, next game we got. I'm going to rock the Rockets on the road minus 5.5 at the Suns. Also going to take the over at 226.5. I think this is going to be the opposite of a public spot. So if I were you, I would wait. I think the Rockets are going to go down. Maybe you can get them 4.5, 3.5 before tip. A lot of people are going to see KD is not playing and immediately take the Suns, not recognizing this Rockets team is actually deep. I do not think the Suns team is deep. So give me the Rockets. Houston starting 5, Thompson, Okogie, Smith, Şengün, Adams. That's just assuming they normally do what they do when they don't have KD. Suns starting 5, D-Book, Brooks, Goodwin, O'Neal, Williams. Injury report, the Rockets, they got Adams as questionable. KD out, Finney-Smith out, Eason out, VanVleet out. The Suns, they got Dunn, Fleming, Allen, and Green all ruled out. Dunn being out's pretty important. He's one of their best defensive pieces they have in their starting lineup. I think the next best they have is probably Brooks. Booker's not playing no defense. Goodwin ain't playing no defense. Williams occasionally. And then O'Neal's actually pretty solid. But Dunn is one of your best on-ball defenders. Obviously, losing KD for the Rockets is not ideal because it's Kevin Durant, one of the best ISO scorers in the history of the game. But I'm not too concerned in terms of like short-term effect. Their bench is deep. You got Clint Capella coming off the bench if you need a backup center, if Adams doesn't end up playing. You have Aaron Holiday down there. He's been in the league forever. Jayshawn Tate's been in the league forever. Like, they got the dudes down there where it really doesn't matter. As long as you still have Okogie, Şengün, and Thompson in your starting five, I'm not too concerned about them putting the ball in the hoop. The Suns, they're 11-6. Probably one of the best stories of the year so far. With all the injuries they've had, they're 5 games over 500 in the West Coast. That's way better than anyone pegged them, I think. However, they are coming off of an 8-point comeback win in the final minute. That was without Booker and Brooks because they both fouled out. That is an instant fade spot, especially with no KD. Give me the Rockets. This just sets up perfectly for a Rockets 20-point win, and then everyone's back to trashing the Suns, saying, oh, how do you lose at home with no KD on the Rockets? Like, just quit the nonsense. Bet the Rockets. Don't think about it. Let's go. All right, final game before we get to the player props. What is this line? The Jazz are a feisty basketball team, and they have Lauri Markkanen. Give me the Jazz plus 14.5. I think you sprinkle the money line. Also, give me the under, 239.5, just in case the Warriors step up and actually decide to play defense. Jazz starting five, George, Bailey, Markkanen, the dude's name I can't pronounce, and Nurkic. Warriors starting five, Curry, Moody, Butler, Richard, Green. Injury report, the Jazz, Kessler out for the season. George Niang, why is he still even in the NBA? He doesn't play and he provides you nothing. Ship him overseas. Who cares? The Warriors, you have Draymond, questionable. Then you have Horford out, Kuminga out, Shake and Bake Melton out. The Jazz, if we're looking at their record, it's not good. I think they're like 5-11, 5-10. They're definitely negative by a few games. But considering who they have on their roster, they've been feisty. I don't think anybody in the league can guard Lauri Markkanen one-on-one, and especially nobody on this Warriors team. Your best on-ball defender probably is Kuminga. He's out. Who's going to guard the 7-foot mobile 3? No one. Butler? Hell no. Butler's like what, 6'6"? He ain't touching Lauri. He's 7 foot. And then down low, who do you got? Quentin Post? Trace Jackson Davis? No. Nobody's touching this man. I could see Lauri Markkanen 50-point game call number 2 today. Right now, Lauri Markkanen. Warriors, they're going through it. They got a lot of off-court drama. It's basically just all the vets on the team calling each other out, just like they're taking turns. Like, yeah, we don't play no defense. We suck at defense. This team's got to step up. Like the previous game, they lost at home to the Blazers, 127-123. Now you have Draymond questionable. Whether you think Draymond is good at basketball or not, that's their own prerogative. He's very important to this team. He's their emotional leader. He's great defensively and on the boards. He's good. Like, no matter what I think of him as a person, that don't matter. I think he's a piece of shit. But the man's good at basketball. He means a lot to this team. If Draymond doesn't play, that's massive. Give me the Jazz. Give me the under. I think the money line is live. With what's going on in Golden State, money line. Get it. All right, then finally, give me the Lauri Markkanen PRA over. I just talked about what Golden State's going through. They got nobody to guard this man. He can get the ball whenever he wants down the court. I mean, your point guard, Keontae George, shooting guard, Ace Bailey. What, this is George's 3rd year in the league, maybe? Bailey's a rookie. If you need a bucket in a close game, you're going to Lauri Markkanen, period. So give me Lauri Markkanen, PRA, over. All right, that's going to do it for me in this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.